That was your third time seeing A Star Is Born, though.
Second.
It
was my second time.
I knew it. No, you love that movie.
I sure do. Oh boy. Speaking of movies we love, you ready to talk about this?
Yeah, that's a great segue.
Oh boy. Welcome to Film School Dropouts, a movie podcast in which each season we cover a director's full filmography. I've decided to lay off the executions this season. We're gonna go a whole season without me putting anyone on the chopping block. How do you feel about that?
I think that'll be healthy for you.
Okay, good. We're just a little bit of positivity. Not even positivity, just like neutrality.
Yes,
just kind of
we're not adding.
No, I'm just like taking a break from killing people off.
Yeah.
Anyways, this season we are covering the films of
M. Night Shyamalan.
That's right, season 3, brand new season, kicking things off. Today's episode is on his first movie, the one that we all know and love. That's right, one of the most important movies of the last probably 25 years. We all know it's his first movie. Praying with Anger came out in 1992. No one's ever seen it. Can't wait to talk about it. It's only available on YouTube. My name is James, and I'm here with the shadowy specter of my dead father, Brent.
Can't see me, but I would guess I would just appear on the wall right now.
Yeah, and then just kind of like form back into my shadow.
Yeah, and then you talk about it to yourself.
I would, and I would say like, "Good night, Dad," or whatever he fucking says. Oh boy, we've got a lot to talk about. But the good news is, everyone. Welcome to our shortest episode ever, because I'm not doing it for this one.
Oh, good. I was worried.
But we are talking M. Night Shyamalan this season. It's a brand new season, and we're going to cover all of his films, starting with his little, I guess, student film from 1992.
Yeah, what was even the budget on this thing?
I could find nothing about it.
I couldn't either.
I couldn't find anything about it at all. I know
that's why it's free on YouTube right now.
I know his like parents and friends and like himself all put up the budget. It was like fully independently financed, but I can't find it. It's only opened at like a couple festivals in the 90s, so there's no like box office to look at. It's not on any of the websites I use to like look at numbers or anything like that.
I was trying to look up like character names and like
it almost feels mean to cover this movie.
I know. I was thinking that too, and I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, and then that I couldn't do that anymore.
Oh boy. Shoot, dang. Well, before we really dive into everything, because I think this episode is mostly just going to be you and me talking about M. Night as a director. I don't have much to say about Praying with Anger. We'll cover it, but boy, oh boy, is this a tough pill to swallow. But let's talk about some little movies first.
Okay, little movies we've seen.
Yeah, why don't you kick things off?
Well, mine is on streaming right now, and should I say the streaming service?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
All right, well, it's on Netflix, but I almost covered him. Yeah. I almost covered Dan Gilroy last time.
Okay.
But Nightcrawler 2014. Yeah. If you haven't like seen it, go watch it. It's Jake Gyllenhaal. He's so good in it.
Is it his best performance? It might be. I don't know.
It's so, if it's not, it's like right up there.
Yeah.
Because he is phenomenal.
Nightcrawler is like the exact
Riz
kind of
Ahmed
movie.
is great.
Riz Ahmed kills in that movie.
But I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal is so freaking good, and he's
so
on
another
creepy.
Level. Yeah, he's on another level.
Oh man, yeah. But for those of you that have seen it, then you know it's about this photographer that pretty much just he's trying to scoot. He starts like
it's such a macabre movie.
Yeah, he starts.
It gives me the goosebumps just thinking
filming
about
crime scenes. Like
he like follow. Yeah, he tries to like get to crime scenes before cops do to like film dead bodies and shit to like sell it to the news. Woof.
Takes like paparazzi to the extreme.
Yes, it's a dark movie.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's great and it was exciting. And Dan Gilroy, and I don't know if we're going to cover him, so check it out. Nightcrawler.
Yeah, great, love it. My little movie goes way back in time, all the way back to 1941. I watched The Maltese Falcon, starring Humphrey Bogart. This week.
Oh, okay, classic.
Yeah. I'd never seen it before, and I was like, why have I not seen this movie? And I watched it, and surprise, it's fucking great. I love it. It's
he's great. Bogart, obviously.
Bogart rules.
Yeah. There's actually a crazy story behind the Maltese Falcon in real life that you should check out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it has to
like
do
it's
with
like a real thing.
And I think it has to do with the one they used in the movie being swapped out for like I don't know. It's a crazy story.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to dig in on that.
Yeah,
I
but
love that.
it's like a classic Hollywood tale, like
Love it.
intertwined with the movie itself. I don't know. It's
That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah, old Hollywood will always be fun for me.
Oh
So,
yeah,
so that's a great pick.
I'd love to like. I'm trying to find a director of old Hollywood that we could cover that's like manageable. You know, that's like enough hits and is accessible enough and doesn't have. Like I'd love to do Frank Capra, but he has like 90 movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
It would have to be like a best of thing. You know, we'd have to pick like one of those guys and just do like their top 10 movies.
old
Yeah.
Hollywood. Great.
It rules. Yeah, and Maltese Falcon just like it rules so fucking hard. I guess it's basically the first film noir movie, or it like set the stage for film noir. And it's just like everything you want in that kind of movie where it's like Bogart just like bumbling around and he's like kind of a dick to everyone and he's outsmarting everyone and you don't really know what's going on, like because there's like 16 double crosses. You're just like, this is a whole fucking vibe. I love this shit. And Bogart just has so much raw charisma.
Yeah, swag.
He's so fucking swag. Yeah.
Bogart had
Absolutely.
swag before like swag was a thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And that voice. No, you can't beat that voice. Oh, I won't do it. I won't dishonor his memory.
Maybe he would appreciate it. Imitation's the best form of flattery.
That's true, but I'm not
Let
doing
us have it. Oh, okay.
I don't. I need like a line or something, and he talks like so fast in those movies. It's like I can't keep up with him.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Maltese Falcon rules.
Sweet.
Well, John Huston movie. John Huston's first movie. That's a fucking directorial debut, and he's just like, let me invent a genre. Crazy.
What, like noir?
Yeah.
Yeah, like crime,
Amazing.
like crime noir. Yeah.
How many directors can say that their first movie was just like a whole new genre?
No, not first movies. Not really.
Right.
Thinking about there was the little sub genre of the tanning bed horror movies.
Okay. The only thing that comes to mind is like Final Destination 3, maybe.
3 and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, I never saw I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh,
I only saw I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Hopefully we can cover that one day.
Oh God. All right. Well,
speaking of slashers, no, M. Night. Tell me about your history with M. Night.
Yeah, let's talk. Okay, so you are the one who chose M. Night Shyamalan.
I did. You were kind of feeling that this might be your guy.
I love M. Night Shyamalan. I do. Before I go on my little tangent, I want to know why you picked him, because we haven't really talked about, like, you know, you texted me and you were like, I think I know who I want to do for this season. And I'm like, who? And you very excitedly were like, M. Night Shyamalan. And I'm like, oh, fuck, Brent, you poor soul. I'm going to annoy you so much.
No, I don't, because I feel like I've always liked his movies. Like, even like I've seen a lot of them in theaters.
Yeah.
So that's been like, I don't know. I feel like he kind of changed the game to an extent when
he has,
obviously with Sixth Sense, like,
yes.
But
I was just saying this to my girlfriend. I think The Sixth Sense might be one of the 5 most like groundbreaking, like culturally relevant movies of my lifetime. Like since I've been born until now, I feel like if I had to pick 5 movies that would like define like huge cultural touchstone movies that like just smashed open doors and whatever, I feel like Sixth Sense would be on there.
Yeah, because that freaking twist. Like, who hasn't heard about that twist?
Exactly. It's like, to his detriment, it is like the thing he became known for because of that movie.
But on the inverse of that, it's what made me maybe a lifetime fan. I don't know, because
100%.
I've been hooked ever since.
And so has Hollywood. Like, he has failed so many times and has just been able to come back because everyone looks back and goes, well, he did make The Sixth Sense. Maybe he can do that again, you know?
I mean, for me, he's still hitting.
Hey.
But no, I'm not gonna lie. There have been some movies that I've watched of his where I'm like, oh, this is rough.
Okay, so here's my M. Night Shyamalan thing. I've mentioned before, my dad lives in New Jersey, which is right outside of Philadelphia, and M. Night Shyamalan is a Philly boy. He was born in India, but then like when he was 6 weeks old, his parents immigrated to America, and he has been a Philly boy his whole life.
Okay.
Pretty much every single movie of his is set in or around Philly, or it was filmed near Philly. He's just got so much loyalty to that city. So my dad being essentially a Philly, you know, outsider, he lives right outside of Philadelphia, but like he loves all the Philly teams and like.
Oh yeah, we had our on our Geno's on our cheesesteak episode.
Yes, our famous cheesesteak episode. Yeah. So who was that before The Master? Like one of the most Just spent 5 minutes talking Genos.
I don't know. It's
Oh
like There
God.
Will Be Blood or something.
Yeah, we're so bad at this. Anyways, so growing up, my
You're a
dad,
Philly guy, yeah.
I mean, I wasn't because I was raised here in Michigan, but every time I go visit my dad for, a week or two at a time, he'd be like, okay, we're Italian. You've never seen Godfather? Let's watch Godfather. That he would introduce movies to me in this way that was like, wait, you got to see this one. It's important or whatever. And I don't remember when it was.
I feel like that's how you got to do it, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I've always, everyone I meet, I'm like, oh, you got to see this,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do is to show people movies.
For sure. And then look at their reaction every 5 minutes, just like, or like
Yeah,
anytime.
yeah, and then
like,
then you're just putting pressure on them, and it becomes like a horrible experience for everyone involved. Sometime after The Village came out, because I did not see any of his movies in theaters until after The Village, my dad was like,
oh,
have you ever seen The Sixth Sense? And I'm like, no, that movie always kind of scared me, like, because the trailer is so chilling for that movie. And like when that movie came out, everyone was like, okay, you will never believe the end of this movie. And also it's really scary because that movie is like frightening when you watch it. It's it's got the like melancholy sadness and everything to it, and like the ending's crazy and it's got this big concept, but it's also pretty fucking chilling to watch.
It's a scary movie, yeah. There are some good jump scares too.
Oh yeah, quite a few in that one. But I just remember the trailer where Haley Joel Osment says, "I see dead people," and I remember as a kid, because I was 7 when that movie came out, I was like, "Well, I don't want to ever see that movie. That seems scary," and I just never saw it. And I also never knew the twist, so like somehow I was able to not have it spoiled for me.
Excellent.
So he finally sits me down. He's like, "We're gonna watch The Sixth Sense," and he doesn't tell me anything about it. My dad's very good at like watching movies with. He'll explain like the context of like why it's important, but then he won't give you anything else so that you can just purely enjoy it, which I love. And we watched it, and the ending happened, and I was like, "Wait, what did I just watch? Like, you can't do that. Like, that's crazy. This is the best thing ever, And then I remember the next day I watched it again because I was like, I have to watch it again, like knowing that to see like everything. And we both watched it again, and he was like, "Oh, look, see, he doesn't tear. He doesn't move this. He doesn't like." And I'm like, "Oh my God, he pulled it off," And then I think like either that week or that visit, I ended up watching maybe Unbreakable, whatever. But I have very vivid memories of watching The Sixth Sense at my dad's, and of course Signs at my dad's, which we'll get to Signs, but that movie scared the absolute piss out of me.
Yeah, I mean, you said a lot of movies that I love there, so
I mean, listen, folks, these first 2 movies are going to be rough to sit through, but then we're going to go on quite a tear. So just bear with us. But the thing was Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Signs, and The Village. I was like, this is my fucking guy. Like, I love this guy.
What's the order there? You said Sixth Sense,
Unbreakable,
Signs,
and then The Village. Yes.
Yeah, I loved all 4 of those.
Absolutely. And yeah, I remember, I'm sorry I'm going on such a tangent, but like this guy's important to me. So like I might as well get it out, right?
Yeah.
I think M. Night was like the thing that's interesting about him is like he's an extremely populist director. Like he's not like Christopher Nolan or Paul Thomas Anderson, who are, people we've covered. Nolan is kind of indebted to directors like, I don't know, like David Lean and like Ridley Scott, who do these like big, like, we're going to blow your mind with how crazy this movie is, and it's going to be so entertaining and so impactful, and like it's going to change the game. Like that's kind of Nolan's vibe, right?
Okay, you're trying to say like Nolan kind of emulates like Ridley Scott's like
scale
game a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like the big grandiose shots, like land,
yes,
like sweeping.
I mean,
views.
like
I
Nolan
those,
has said,
for sure.
Nolan has said like Batman Begins is like super dedicated to Blade Runner, which like when you think about it, like those movies do have kind of a similar aesthetic. But yeah, like Nolan has got this big, grandiose, like
big,
you said,
beautiful, landscape
huge
movies.
Movies.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
And then, like
Paul Thomas Anderson is like like he's very poetic and like hard to pin down, and like he's very challenging, and
his style is definitely his own.
Artsy, yeah, it's very
artsy.
His own. M. Night is more indebted to like Spielberg and Hitchcock, which is like he wants to make movies first and foremost that like entertain you. He's not trying to like push boundaries with technology. He's not, and honestly, I don't think M. Night is like a particularly nuanced writer. Like he can write the fuck out of like a concept and like really write a really interesting ghost tale or like folk tale or something like that. I don't think when it comes down to like dialogue or anything, you're like drooling over M. Night's words the way that, like, you know, the way you see the milkshake scene in There Will Be Blood and you're like, holy shit, that's beautiful, you know.
Well, you're not M. Night's not getting a Daniel Day-Lewis as his
No,
lead.
that's true.
Also, you know
Well,
what I'm
that's the other
saying?
thing is he doesn't get like character actory people. He gets like big movie stars. He's like, let me get Bruce Willis, let me get Mel Gibson, let's get Mark Wahlberg. You know, he wants to get he's more interested, I think, in entertaining people, right? That's how I view him. I just think he's like very good at like suspense, the way that Hitchcock was, and like
Sure.
he's
Yeah.
really wants to like
I
blow your
definitely get some
mind.
Hitchcock vibes
Oh,
for
for sure.
sure. I will say this about M. Night, like, and you'll see it spread out in his movies. You actually, I kind of saw it just a little bit in this movie, Praying with Anger, but
Which we'll get to.
he does still get unique shots with the camera,
He's really good, at least like early on, at
like
like blocking
framing.
and yes, like blocking and like I actually think the thing that Praying with Anger has going for it is like you watch it and you go, oh no, like this is a real movie, you know, like he's got like some good shot composition, he's got like some good blocking in them. It feels like an actual cinematographer was in charge of running the camera. It doesn't.
I mean, it was one of my notes. Just this is a blank note. Decent camera work and
Yeah,
score.
score's not bad. I mean, it's a little cheesy, but like
There was one part where I was like,
yes,
not this ain't
yes,
right.
but
But
yeah,
for the
like
most part, like 80% of it is like, this is decent score, but in the camera work was steady throughout.
yeah, the camera work's not bad. Once he hits his stride with Sixth Sense, he becomes like this, like for about 4 movies straight. He's sort of like masterful at composing a shot and knowing exactly where to put the camera so that like he's blocking everything the way he needs to, so that when he makes one movement with the camera, it can frighten you or it can like dazzle you. He's really good at it. And that's very
Yeah,
Spielberg of him.
he's exceptional at
Yeah.
I think that might be his best skill, honestly.
Yeah, he's above all else like a really good visual storyteller. Like he can show you like a shot that will like
I know he's known for his twists, but he's also known for some bad twists as well. So it's a
yes.
gift and the curse. But I wouldn't give that his most valuable skill. I'd go with the camera work for sure.
I think the twist thing comes to bite him in the ass. Like people come to expect it of him, and then he is such a people pleaser that he's like, "Oh, you want more twists? Okay." And it's like, you don't always have to do it, you know. Like, so. But I mean, we're gonna go really deep in all these movies. The other interesting thing I'll say about him before we get into Praying with Anger, and this is the thing that I think got me most excited to cover him. I don't know of any director, and you could probably come up with one like pretty easily if you think about it. But like when I'm thinking about it, especially modern directors right now that are like peers of M. Night Shyamalan, I don't know of many people who have had a movie like The Sixth Sense, which is just groundbreaking and it just like makes so much money, whatever, has a pretty decent run, and then has one of the worst 4 movie runs in history and is able to come back from that. Like he has 4 pretty good hits in a row, and then he just shits the bed for 4 straight movies in a way that like isn't like, oh, that's a pretty bad movie, and like just mocked, like outright 4 movies that are just fully mocked. And
now these might be critically panned, but I still had fun with some of these.
like what?
Which ones are you talking about?
Okay, this is the run that we're gonna do. I just want to let you know this is what we're gonna do eventually.
Yeah. Let me know, because I
hope I'm not offending you.
I think you're hating a little more than I am here.
There's stuff to be said about most of these movies that's interesting. This is the run I'm talking about: Lady in the Water, The Happening, The Last Airbender, and After Earth. It's a rough run. It's rough.
Okay, I got a confession. I didn't mind The Happening.
Okay, we'll get to The Happening. I think it is a fully like disastrous movie that I can't deny. I love watching The Happening.
Okay.
It is a massive piece of shit, but it is so fun to watch.
Whoa. See, it's
pretty bad. Me and my dad went and saw it in theaters, and he said, "You know what? More like The Crappening." And I was like, "Dad, that's where I get my fucking sense of humor from," because I thought that was great. But yeah, I mean, he has this 4-movie run that is pretty disastrous, and is able to come back from it and like rebrand himself. And whether you like his newer movies or not, at least they're his own voice, and he's like kind of successful with it. So I don't know. I think that's really interesting. Not many directors can have that long of a shit streak. And
those 4 were pretty bad, but he's still getting big names in those 4. That's the thing. Like even After Earth,
Last
he's getting
Airbender, not so
Will
much,
Smith,
but
you know, like
yeah. Well, After Earth is really unique in his filmography because that's a Will Smith movie. That's not an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like he that was like a for hire job basically.
yeah.
But we'll cover After Earth.
I'm not looking forward to that.
No. But let's I mean, is there any other like M. Night things you want to talk about? How about you? I mean, yeah, like do you like you said you saw a bunch of his movies in theaters? I've seen
Yeah,
every
I've seen. I think I've seen like. I mean, I knew better than to go see After Earth in
that's
theaters.
the only one since Lady in the Water. I've seen all of his movies in theaters except for After Earth.
No, I didn't see Lady in the Water in theaters. I
Saw
didn't
that one, yeah.
see what are those before? I
The
didn't
Happening.
see. I saw that in theaters.
Yeah. Last Airbender.
Did not see that in theaters.
I had to see it in theaters. Boy, oh boy, was I disappointed.
You had to.
I did.
Because that's like you love.
That's like my fucking temple,
yeah.
right? Yeah. And then After Earth, I skipped.
Yeah.
And then right after that, you've got like his little like indie comeback where he does The Visit.
I saw Devil in theater.
I saw Devil too. I kind of like Devil. I like maybe I
didn't
like
see
the premise.
I didn't see The Visit in theaters.
Okay, that was good.
Did you see it in theaters?
Yes. Yep. I saw all of his movies after like comeback, like Visit, Split, Glass.
Saw Split and Glass.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see Split in theaters. I saw Glass in theaters.
You didn't see Split in theaters?
I didn't see Split in theaters.
Holy shit.
I know.
Listen, that's another crazy thing is it's the guy who's known for twists and then he becomes mocked for twists and then he makes a twist that no one could have ever fucking seen coming and it's like the best thing in the world.
You talking about the diner scene?
Yeah, the end of Split. Like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you don't know it by now, but like, no,
yeah,
that has never been done in fucking movie history and it can never be replicated. That you made a secret sequel. Like, that's incredible.
I mean, it's like, he just cashed in on the shared universe craze, really. I mean, he's like, I'm gonna at the end of my movie, I'm just gonna
he's like
bring it.
This is a sequel to Unbreakable.
To a movie 12 years later.
Oh god. All right. Let's talk about Praying with Anger. Let's get it over with. So
Praying with Anger.
Unfortunately, we've got these two movies that we got to talk about, starting with Praying with Anger. It is his first film. 1992. It's a student film he made for NYU. I think it premiered at like an AFI festival and it won some like student award or something like that. And it's not his worst movie. So I don't know. I've seen this movie before. Unfortunately, now I've seen it 2 times. So why don't you?
Oh God.
Yeah. Yep. I've seen all of his movies, so none of this is a surprise to me.
Okay. Well,
what'd you think of Praying with Anger?
I did not particularly like this movie. No, this wasn't fun to watch.
It's not a fun movie at all. And it's not like a I don't even
good. It wasn't a good movie.
No, it's not very good. Gosh,
it's actually quite bad.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna stick up for this movie a little bit. I don't like it. I think it's bad.
You can try.
It's the worst movie we've covered on this podcast thus far. But I don't think it's like. Here's the thing about this movie. I can't really be mad at it because it's a young director making his first movie. It's like a coming of age movie about his own life. It's not particularly inspired or original. Like the fucking script is so
bad. Directed and starring
and produced by
and produced by M. Night Shyamalan.
We should say he's the star of this movie. he's the lead. And I gotta say, he's not very electric on the camera.
No, it's like watching a non-actor trying to act.
Yeah, and he goes back to this a couple times, and it is never good. He's only good in cameo roles, and unfortunately, he gives himself a bigger role later on that I don't know. I think it ruins ruins a whole movie, honestly. But yeah, so M. Night, he plays himself basically. It's autobiographical, but it's not like one for one to his life because he plays an American. Okay, here's the plot of the movie. Let's get it through it. Ready? He plays an American who gets in like a fight. And he like hurts a guy and his mom sends him to India to like learn about his heritage and like be a better person. I can't tell if he's supposed to be in high school or college. That's unclear to me. It seems like high school, but then like the seniors in his high school have full beards and mustaches, and I'm like, those guys are 40. I don't know what's going on in this school.
Talking about Raj with his full healthy, like my beard's not that good.
I've never had that big a beard before.
34 years old.
So he goes to India to like connect with his heritage. I don't know, like he just goes to India. And here's the problem with this movie is I don't think M. Night has a particularly good grasp of like A, the tone, or B, what his character's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, I looked up the cast. There's like 4 characters with names, and the rest are all like Professor Number 2.
I don't think anyone's good in this movie. I think the best performance is maybe the guy who plays M. Night's best friend. He's all right.
Oh, I mean, I wrote down, I hated his character. I thought he was terrible. I didn't think he was good.
No, he's not good. Yeah, the character.
No,
somehow M. Night's character is the best character in the movie because everyone else is like.
Well, I wrote my favorite character as Rupal.
Which one's that?
With a question mark. The girl that gets engaged.
Oh, like when he has a crush on.
Yeah, there's too many subplots.
You gotta, Brent, wake up. I know this movie's a bummer, but let's.
You're
like sitting over there and like, Jesus fucking
the
Christ,
acting
why'd I do this?
It shouldn't be the. I don't know. It's just it was so the acting was horrendous.
M. Night is just not magnetic in any way, and I actually like him. Like in interviews and stuff, I really like his voice. He's got like this kind of fun, like boyish energy to him. I think M. Night's kind of cool, but
sure, yeah, he brings none of that here.
No, he's not good on camera.
No, the script. My third note was
script's bad,
mostly terrible script. Yes. By the end, you see that I scribbled out the mostly because it was just a terrible.
It's a really bad script. It's like, I think that this is kind of his Achilles heel in the things I don't love about him is I'm going to keep referring to Nolan and PTA because we've covered them, right? Like that's part of our lexicon.
Well, yeah, I mean, coming off of freaking Paul Thomas Anderson.
I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying like a
no, I know, but just in perspective, we are coming from the Phantom Thread,
right,
to Praying with Anger, and it's maybe it's hurting me a little bit.
It's bummer. It's a real bummer. It's a real drop off in quality.
Real drop off.
But what I was gonna say is like when I watch Nolan movies, I think no way in hell could I ever do what Nolan does. He is a genius at what he does. And the same thing goes for PTA. The thing with M. Night, that maybe it's part of why I connect with him, and maybe it's part of why I'm like, he kind of sucks sometimes. Sometimes he does shit, like especially in his scripts where I'm like, I could have written that. Like it's like that, like bland, where you're just like,
oh, I got you one better. I did write better lines. This is how I know when it gets that bad.
Segment Brent rewrites the script.
This is I feel like I tend to do this when I lose so much interest and I'm like this is a hard movie to watch. That I just start writing my own lines. And I wrote comebacks. And because there's the little joke in the scene where he's like, oh, I think about your sister.
Yeah, when I'm lonely.
Yeah. And so I wrote comebacks.
Okay, let's hear it.
So the first one is, so you got to give me the line. You got to like.
I think about her sometimes when I'm lonely.
It was like, oh, it must be all the time.
Oh, he's lonely all the time. Little punk ass bitch.
Yep.
Got his ass.
This is put him on blast. What happens instead is he loses his self in anger and charges the guy.
Yeah, and then nothing happens because nothing happens in this movie.
And then probably fade to black because that was
M. Night stops him and like.
So give me the line again.
I think about her sometimes when I'm lonely.
Judging from your hand, that must be a lot.
Oh, why? Wait, why? Why? Because his hand's covered.
Because he made a joke like, because he's, it's raw from.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one's a little bit abstract. I can't follow that one. I liked your first one better.
Well, no, because that's not he's like talking about jerking off when he's thinking about his sister because he's alone.
Yeah, no, I got that.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was like,
no, I don't like this one. That's a bad joke. M. Night did it better.
No,
he didn't. No, he didn't. At least you did something right. Okay. Let's see. Just some other.
So I got one more.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Give me it one more time.
I think about her sometimes when I'm lonely.
Ew, TMI runs off.
That's more or less what happens, right?
No, he charges him and fights.
Ew, gross. Actually, that's the best one. That's the one. That's the one that would get the biggest laugh from me for sure.
Absolutely. Come on.
Oh God. All right. Let me just wrap
I
up
was
a couple other-
I was laughing while I was writing that.
Oh, good for you. I'm glad that you were able to entertain yourself while watching this movie.
Yeah. I also had to pause this every 20 minutes just to make it digestible.
Here's the thing about this movie. It's a very amateur student film. It's not very good. It's not very offensive though. It's not like offensively boring or anything. Like it's just kind of like, all right, I get it. You made like a coming of age story about yourself. Like good for you. You got that out of your system. There is some good blocking, like we said. The camera works good. There's promise in this movie of an actual director. But yeah, I can't be mad at this because this wasn't meant for like mass consumption or for like entertainment. It doesn't feel like.
Well, I just don't know what it was made for then.
It was
James.
made for him to graduate fucking film school. I don't know.
It wasn't made for me.
It feels mean to talk shit about this movie, is what I'm saying.
It does.
When he starts getting like a big budget and big stars and he starts shitting the bed, then I feel like, all right, now I can talk shit about this guy because he's making millions of dollars. But like, I don't know, whatever. This is like a little art project he did.
Yeah, that's fine. A little art project. Get an actor.
I don't think he could afford an actual actor.
Well, then don't make it.
Let's see some other things I want to talk about. I
gave it the compliments I wanted to with camera work and score.
Yes.
All right. Now I'm gonna dog on it.
Now you're into fucking beast mode.
So it tries very hard at creating multiple subplots. There's an abuse subplot, spirits, bullying.
There's a lot.
He's dealing with his father. There's cheating on his test.
Well, let's get here. Let me because I got you. Let's do this really quick. So he comes to fucking India. He has no grasp over what this character is supposed to be because you're introduced to him as if he's like some kind of angry, angsty teen, right? Like he got in a fight and he got to get sent to India, and all the people in India are like, "Oh, this kid's dangerous. He likes to start fights." The whole movie, M. Night cannot register any emotion above a 5, where he's just like, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" Like he's not angry. You don't get that from him at all in this movie. He's practically a pacifist in this movie. Yeah. So like, there's just no like continuity with what his character's supposed to be at all.
Well, it's supposed to be because the climax of him actually finally fighting is supposed to bring it.
But he doesn't.
He punches the dude a bunch of times.
What dude?
Raj.
Did I forget this already?
The big climactic fight and they're gonna kill him. And then
does he punch Raj? I thought he saves Raj's life.
No, he beats him up and then he gets off him. It's like, oh, he conquered it. And then as soon as he walks away, they all gang mob him again. They're about to light him on fire.
This movie evaporates out of my brain as soon as I watch it.
Because it's not good.
Your eyes just fall off the screen. You can't really look at it for too long. You got to take breaks.
Oh, and then finally he salutes Raj and it's like
corny as fuck.
Oh,
it's really bad. All right, so a couple scenes.
At one point, there's a football. They're playing like
hell yeah, dude. They play football. That's fucking rad.
There's two scenes because that's supposed to symbolize him bringing American culture over to India.
That scene's really bad because he's like, so he comes to India. He's got all these problems at school. He's got bullies who are like fully bearded men attacking him or something like that.
That are all 5'10".
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking,
everyone keeps
so
asking him if he knows Michael Jackson.
His principal wants to like
kill him or something. I don't like whatever. And he
interrupts him.
He decides he wants to go to the house that his father grew up in to like
They're just drilling religion into him so hard throughout the whole movie.
You know what? Actually, that's a good let's stop at the religion thing because that's a good segue into something I love about the first half of his career is I would say every movie from here until Lady in the Water, every single movie is about some sort of crisis of faith or crisis of like belief. Every single movie is about this in some way or another. And I actually love that, like as like a tone and like as an idea for a movie.
Yeah. Internal struggle. It's fascinating.
It's so fascinating, like, especially when it comes to
how
like
they would react if once they're like cracking and they have to like read or like figure out who they are.
No, none of that works here in this movie at all. It's a theme that he goes on to
I get what you're saying. It is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, not in this movie. It's not, but you know.
No, this is not a good movie. I need to be clear about that.
Oh God, I hope no one watched it. Let's see what else we got here. So he goes to his dad's house. He sees his dad's shadow that comes out of his shadow, and then it goes back into his shadow, and it's like, so
it's
corny.
Because the scene right before that.
No, Brent, finish that sentence. It's supposed to what? What is that scene supposed to do?
it's supposed to symbolize his father's spirit and like coming to, like, he's getting at peace with his father's spirit who had never liked him, or
Oh
was
God,
always,
that's another scene I want to talk about.
his
When he
father was always
goes,
angry at him and disapproving. And it's
so
like after he goes to his room where he's like, oh, my father grew up here,
yeah,
that night it's
he
like,
sees
oh,
like a shadow.
yeah, and he's like, oh, daddy, or something, or it's like
He
my
says like "Good
father.
night, Dad" or something like that.
I know, not daddy.
Oh, Daddy. I wanted to talk about the scene that really baffled me and like just was. It's so bad. It's the scene where he goes to visit like the priest of like I don't know what the Hindu version of the priest is, but he goes to visit the priest and he's like talking to the
Swami.
So yes, I think that's right. I'm not sure. But he goes to visit the priest and he like tells the priest like, oh, I had this like troubled relationship with my father. He was always really angry with me. Yeah. And then the priest tells him a really boring story about like a dad who was sort of mean to his kid, but then at the end of the day, his dad was like, oh,
I know what you're going to say.
I'm just doing this because I want you to have a better life than I did. And then the look of astonishment on M. Night Shyamalan's face when he's like, oh, you're right. I think my dad did love me. I'm like, that's all it took. That's all it took for you to like go on this entire emotional journey of like reckoning with your father's relationship, was for some guy to tell you a shitty story about a dad who was sort of nice to his kid once. It's
in like response, the line was, I like that.
I like that.
And my line was, I want to die.
Oh, okay. You said that out loud.
Yes.
You looked you looked at the script and it said Brent, I want to die.
No, I'm pretty sure I paused it after that because I
had to pause this movie. It took me probably 2.5 hours to watch this movie.
And you've watched it twice?
I've seen it twice now.
You're a saint. How do you do it?
Yeah. I watched it like, I don't know, 5 years ago when I was like, oh, I should watch all of his movies. And now we're doing his filmography, so I had to watch it again. And I gotta say, folks, never doing it again. This will be the last time I ever watch Praying with Anger.
Until season 10, the recap season of...
Oh God. We'll do a worst of the worst episode this season.
No, he's in his room and he's like, this is after that, and he's in his, oh, this is where my father grew up, and he's narrating, he's talking to himself out loud. It's like, oh, this is where my father grew up.
For some reason, speaking out loud. Yeah.
He thought about life right over there. And
he like dreamed in this room. It's the shittiest dialogue.
I think it was when the shadow merged or in this point, but the line, I had to write this freaking one down because I was like, no way. It's like, is this why you were angry with me? Because I wasn't angry with myself?
Is that, he says that?
He says that line.
Yeah, this is a really bad movie. Okay. I think the movie is fine. The script is abominable.
No, I have my next bullet point right underneath that. It says, I hate this movie.
I can't hate this movie. I just can't hate.
I've never wrote that down.
You're gonna write it. I would hope you're gonna write it a couple more times this season, but I can't hate this movie. Like
at one point, his bully Raj forces him to drink booze.
Oh yeah, this is a bizarre scene.
And then makes him walk across traffic.
Yeah,
like freaking Frogger.
Yeah, he does a drunk Frogger across traffic.
And
and the thing is, this is all.
I don't know what's happening.
This is all happening. Like he forces M. Night to drink booze, and then he takes him out to the street and is like, "You have to walk across traffic." And M. Night's all drunk and woozy and stuff, and he's really selling it. The performance is just electric. And I'm just like, well, nothing's going to happen here. Like, I just know nothing is going to happen. You know, there's no stakes. He's not going to get hit by a fucking car and like break his ribs or anything.
I wish he did.
No, I don't even mean that in a bad way. I know you're coming from a place of anger. I mean that in like it would be nice if something happened in this movie.
Yes. I mean the climax of this movie way also.
The climax of this movie is inaction. Like the climax of this movie is M. Night Shyamalan throwing gas all over a mob of crazy people and then holding up a match to them to scare them away, and then he blows the match out and then he like walks off screen. And I'm just
what's his line?
I don't.
He says,
"Go home.
I want to play too."
Oh, actually, okay. Let's do a couple things I do like about this movie. I kind of like I want to play too.
What
I really
he pours gasoline on himself and says, "I want to play too."
Well, he also pours it all over everyone else. Okay, couple things I do like about this. Not about the movie. I just kind of like a couple things. And again, this just might come from like my weird fascination with M. Night Shyamalan as a person. I really like the couple times in this movie, and it only happens like early on, where he like really confusedly is just like, what is going on? Because he doesn't understand the culture. And like it's the scene where the guy asks him to leave the room because he asks about Shakespeare. And he's like, wait, what just happened? Why are you asking me to leave? And he's like, I'm sorry. What just happened? And I'm also like, yeah, I don't know. And it just seems it just seems fitting that like his character is just as confused as I am, where he's like,
what? No, I wasn't confused at all. You just contradicted your teacher.
Well,
you
no, he didn't
stand up.
Whoa, hold on, time out. Whoa. You are not taking the teacher's side.
100% there.
What?
Who else was just back talking the teacher like that? No,
he
no
did
one
not.
was.
Okay, all right. Let's unpack this scene because this is apparently going to be a huge fucking fulcrum point for our relationship. The scene is the teacher is giving a lesson about Shakespeare and how Shakespeare was a philosophical mind, and he used his plays to explore his philosophical ideas. And M. Night raises his hand, is called upon to speak.
He does it correct the first time.
Starts speaking, and then the teacher is like, no, you have to stand up. So he stands up and he says, well, okay, I understand. And actually, this is my favorite scene in the movie because I think it says so much about M. Night as a artist. But he says, like, okay, you're saying that Shakespeare used all of these plays for philosophy only, but weren't these plays written to be performed on a stage in front of a crowd? And the teacher's like, well, that doesn't mean they were supposed to be entertainment. And he's like, then the teacher like turns around to write something, and M. Night like takes a minute to like takes a breath to like pause, and then he continues to be like, and he literally just goes, well, wait, like, doesn't that mean? And then the teacher's like, get the fuck out of my class.
You skipped a crucial part there that you forget.
I can't believe you're taking the teacher's side on this.
The teacher already warned him once, you have to stand up. The second time when he responded, he was sitting down. If you're not going to listen to what the teacher says, then you can get out of the class. He already warned him.
Were you some kind of brown-nosing motherfucker in high school?
No, I was the worst. No, I would be snoozing.
Then what is happening? Fucking 40. He's just trying to. Okay, this is why I like the scene, is because it is so clearly in his DNA that he is not obsessed with, but he is dedicated to entertaining people. That he is using his very first movie ever to have a very slight scene that doesn't really go anywhere, but like there's something in this scene where he's like, okay, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but like at the end of the day, we're supposed to entertain people, right? Like that's what we're here to do. And I think that like kind of goes on to guide what he does for the rest of his career. And I think that is a fascinating little scene within like in and of itself. I can't believe you're siding with the teacher who's this fucking douchebag who's like, no, it's all for philosophy and you're supposed to do it for fucking intellectual reasons only. And also I'm in charge here. You fuck, like, get out of my class. Like, M. Night's not being an asshole in this scene at all. He's just like, this is his only fault is he's not familiar with like Indian school customs. If he did this in an American school, the teacher would be like, oh, that's an interesting point. Why don't you keep going? Like, this is just a completely different culture that he doesn't understand, and they are giving him no leeway at all.
But he understands English words, right? So when the teacher says, stand up.
Oh my God.
And you're like, no, I'm actually gonna go about and continue my little rant sitting down in your face, teach.
I can't stand you.
Get out of my room. Absolutely. I sided with
you've become an old man. You've started to side with the elders.
You know what? God forbid we have a little order in this world.
No, chaos reigns, baby. That's the only scene of the movie where I was like, oh, there's something there. Like there's something to
I was very annoyed with it that he didn't listen.
Just saying, all right, set all that aside. I'm just saying what his character is saying, I think is interesting.
The acting was very flat.
Yeah, no, it's bad performance.
All around.
Not good. Yeah, not good. What else do I got here? Yeah, I got nothing else for this movie. How does it end? I don't know.
Did I mention that he almost ended every scene with a fade to black?
I guess I didn't notice that.
Yeah, well, it's annoying. There's a lot of times there's that doesn't go there. No,
I think
that's a bad trick.
That trick can be done really well Like
it worked the one time that I thought it worked was after the drunken Frogger, because that's when obviously a blackout would.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, he woke up in a bathtub. I was like, all right, I can deal with it, because
but yeah, no, it is a lazy out for you.
When
like,
it's
I don't know how
it's
to end this scene. Let's just fade out.
right when he's having a conversation with someone, and it's just like, oh, next, just fade to black park scene. Like, I don't know. It's like, well, how do you get there?
Let's see what else. There's also like some girl he has a crush on, but that doesn't. I don't know. That's nothing. Like it's just like he just feels lost and everything.
They deal with like the Indian theme of like what's the marriage with the parents. It's not forced marriage, it's arranged marriage,
because there's like northern Indian people who like they have a different way. I don't know.
They touch on Muslim versus Indian relations, because
it's a little hard.
There's about to be a lot of Indians who are going to murder like Muslims
or something. I don't even know.
It's not even right to say Indian. I don't know. I apologize if I'm getting that wrong.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing is like maybe we're missing out on some like context because we don't know anything about this culture, and he does, and he's just bad at putting it in this movie because he's.
Well, no, they did say that they deal with a lot of like inner groups in India that have to like that don't get along, and obviously we know about Pakistan, India. So
right. I have nothing else to say about this movie.
Let me go over a dancing wife. The girl he likes just wanted to be a dancing wife. I wrote LOL.
Yeah, that's nothing.
She's like, I just want to be a wife.
Well, I mean, I think
and then she was like, I just want to be a dancer. So I figured she wanted to be a dancing wife.
He says with no fucking evidence whatsoever, I think you'd be a great dancer.
He says that multiple times, and I have that as a note. How does he know she can dance?
How does he fucking know?
She didn't dance in the whole freaking movie.
No.
So he's just blowing.
He fucking know?
He's blowing wind up her skirt.
Up her ass.
Yeah. I guess I did the PG.
Yeah, you're very PG, and I'm just like, fucking yeah. God, Brent, do you have any more notes? Let's get through your notes because I'm done.
Just a lot. Unfortunately, a lot of it was very predictable, and it's just a bad movie. So I don't want to talk about it anymore.
No, it's well-worn territory. Everyone's done a fucking like coming of age, weird culture swap movie. This one is like very sentimental and like
I get that it was a student film, and I see glimmers of what he will become, but like as far as
there is promise,
but it's not compared to the first two movies that what we just watched. Like those were much more like Heart 8 was like, oh, this is Paul Thomas Anderson.
Heart 8 fucking
following was like, oh, this is Christopher Nolan.
There's some fun stuff in there. This, I'm like, a little
this
less.
Is unfortunately.
I said it was going to be the worst debut we've covered so far. Like, I tried to tee you up for it. Maybe I didn't tee you up enough. And also, it doesn't help that this movie is only available to watch on YouTube with the quality of like a VHS that has been dropped down a staircase or something like that. It doesn't look.
But I'm not going to bail it out either.
No.
Either, because this is just a really, really bad movie all around.
I will say I am very curious to see what it would look like if someone restored it. I feel like the cinematography might actually be good because like I couldn't find again anything online, but seems like it was shot in India. Like seems like it was all shot on location. Sure. And I think that like there are probably some good shots in here that like look good because they're on an actual like location out in like a pretty beautiful like area of the world. Like I don't know, like there could be some things to save if you like restore it just visually at least. But like this isn't a very good movie. It's bad. Are we done? Are we done talking about it?
I'm just worried that it like with this debut, I'm seeing so much bad like.
No, you can't. Honestly, you can't hold this debut against the rest of his career.
I'm basically what I've done with debuts. Mm-hmm. I feel is I've kind of wanted to see if I can see them in the movie or not. Obviously, you see him at this whole freaking movie.
Well, sure,
but there's a lot of his turd fests in this movie.
Okay, here's my thoughts on this movie, and it applies to our next movie, Wide Awake, which we'll cover next week. These first two movies don't really count because he fully rebrands himself with The Sixth Sense. He's so much different than Nolan and PTA. Those guys had their first movie and they were like, I know what my brand is. I know what kind of movies I want to make. His first two movies aren't like that. He does this movie, a student film, and then he does like a for hire like kids comedy, which we're going to cover next week. That like, I don't know, it's not his movie. It's not his voice. His third movie
is it better than this?
Yes and no.
Oh God.
I think you'll like it better than this. Yes.
Okay.
But his third movie, The Sixth Sense, is the movie where he's like, this is it. This is what an M. Night Shyamalan film is. That's not what these two movies are. These are outside of that bubble. So like, we'll kind of hit a reset on that third episode.
Hopefully.
We will. I mean, are you kidding me? It's like one of the most incredible movies ever made. I love that movie. Okay, so because I have something to preface with this ranking.
The rating. Sorry, yeah, not the ranking. The rating.
We're ranking them right now.
Well, give me your favorite character first.
I don't know. Fucking M. Night Shyamalan. He's the only one I know. And I like the director and I like the director and celebrity M. Night Shyamalan. So when I see him on screen, I go, hey, I like that guy.
Oh, I hated him.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. I want to preface this rating. Okay.
Sure.
This movie only has a ceiling of 3 stars. It cannot be better than 3 stars. It is still existing within the 5-star system. There are 2 whole stars above what the possible best version of this movie could be, right?
Okay.
This is kind of what I'm building up to.
Okay. Little criteria.
Yes, because the rating I'm about to give this movie is not, I wouldn't apply it the same way to other possible movies. So
it's kind of like what I did with Hamilton, because I viewed it as a play.
Yeah,
it's not a movie.
No, because this is a movie. Like I'm just saying.
But like it has its own adjustment.
Anyways, yes, this is 2 stars. I'm giving this movie 2 stars.
Okay.
Now I gave Tenet 2 stars, but Tenet had like a max ceiling of 5 because it's made by a like established director starring extremely talented movie stars and like a massive budget. So like that movie should have been better than it was. This is like, I don't know, what else can he possibly do? He's not coming out of the gate hot. I don't know. The best he could have hoped for was like a fucking B-, and he didn't get there.
When you ask the question, what else could he have done? The answer is not make this.
He had to make something.
No, that's not.
All right.
No. I've seen a gazillion directors and
not make this movie.
Right. I've never seen this movie before, and I think that's.
I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Christopher Nolan did not make Praying with Anger.
No, this is a 1/2-star movie.
Ooh, no. Oh, Brent, you're shooting your load off too soon.
Maybe I'll shoot it off multiple times. I don't know.
Wow. I think, okay. All
I'm
right,
not
sure.
There's no
rough.
No,
that's rough.
This was a complete dumpster fire, and it's one of the worst pieces of trash I've ever seen in my whole life.
You think this movie has 0 merit? This
is right up there with the remake of Baywatch.
Okay. I mean, that's a weird poll, but all right. It's a weird comparison, but sure. Go off, King. Question, because we've never gotten into this territory. Do you have 0 stars as a possibility?
No.
Okay, me either. I think if you made a movie, it has at least earned a 1/2 star.
Yeah, you get credit. Like you always get, like, effort is there.
Yes. Okay.
Like even Mortal Kombat Annihilation can get some.
Yeah. People showed up. They worked 8-hour days, probably. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Wow. 1/2 star already.
This is it. This is as low as it gets for me. This is avoid at all costs. I
don't agree. I think if you're a big M. Night Shyamalan fan, like, maybe if you're curious, see where he started.
I always considered myself pretty big M. Night Shyamalan fan.
Sure.
Still do.
Still not into it.
I know that he,
I can't muster up the anger to like hate on this movie when
I'll do it for us. I'll do it.
That's fine. I'm
climb on my back.
No, I'm good. You're too tall. I can't reach. I can't muster up the anger to be mad at this movie when I have The Last Airbender coming. Like, I have to like save my rage and my disappointment for like that. You know what I mean? Like, this is harmless. Whatever. No one saw it ever. It didn't. I mean, unfortunately, you and I have seen it. It didn't like a fucking offend anyone.
See, that's like where I was harmed.
Little project,
It was not harm. I was harmed.
It feels like
watching
going in.
this.
It feels like going into someone's like home video collection and being like, "This is trash of the lowest order. You are a non-talented hack." And like some guy's just like, "Oh man, this is like a video of my birthday." Like it just feels like, I don't know, kind of mean to even review this movie.
Except for you didn't break into anyone's house. It was shoved in my face on YouTube.
It was not shoved in your face. We had to seek this out in a way that we have not had to seek out a movie before. No, I understand your anger, though.
Oh,
you know what? That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad we're starting here. I'm very curious to see what your next, the next movie is going to be for you.
I certainly will not be praying with anger anytime soon.
No. Can I say my last hot take on this movie?
Yeah. In
a vacuum, out of context, removed from everything that is this movie. I love the title of this movie.
No.
No, that sucks too, huh?
I would prefer it to be playing
with anger.
Because he said, I want to play too.
Well, yeah. Why didn't he say I want to pray too?
I don't know. Yeah. I got a whole script. I got a whole script.
TMI.
And then runs off. Really someone's good. Laughing there.
That's good. At least you are, at least you are. Okay. I got nothing else. We've rated the movie. I've given it 2 stars. You've given it a half a star. It's bad. It's not a good movie. I actually think he has 3 other movies that are worse than this, but I mean,
I text you 20 minutes into it, and dude, what did I say?
You were cracking me the fuck. I was like laughing so much in your texts. It's just like, oh, this poor guy.
Because at some point there's like spirits, and she's talking to like,
I don't know what that was.
And, oh, you don't? Okay.
No, sorry, I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was just me.
All right.
That was right before the football scene, by the way.
Yeah, we're not going to play the game because there are no actors in this movie. So
I'm not playing no game with RuPaul or RuPaul or
no, it's Raj. Not RuPaul. RuPaul's not in this movie. That'd be fucking cool though. Okay. What about some upcoming movies? You know what? Take a minute. Calm down. Reset.
Angry.
Get yourself back to like, oh, I'm happy to be here. Happy to be doing a podcast with my friend James. Just chill.
Okay.
Reset.
I want to be a dancer.
A dancer wife or whatever. No, what upcoming movies are you excited for? Let's inject some positivity.
It's a directorial debut.
Okay.
I don't know how to say her name.
Oh, okay.
It's like Leslie, I think. Leslie Tommy.
Okay, I gotta say, I mean, I'm not looking at the name. Seems like a pretty easy name to say from what you
well, okay, Liesel Tommy.
I don't know. What's the name of it?
Okay, Liesl. Liesel. Well, if I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. Either way, it's directorial debut, and I like debuts.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, because the other time they've had direction, but it's been only for TV. So this is the first film debut, and it's starring Jennifer Hudson as Aretha Franklin. Respect. She can sing, and she sounds exactly. I don't know. She wasn't bad in Dreamgirls. Why are you hating on? Hudson?
Don't. Not so much Hudson. I don't really care for her. Like, whatever.
I think it's a pretty spot on casting.
Do we need it? Like, is this like we're still like? What's the movie called? Aretha?
Respect.
Like, I just after the fucking Judy Garland movie, like I'm just like so fucking bored of these things. I'm just like, yeah, this person.
What? And the Elton John and the Freddie Mercury and
definitely Bohemian Rhapsody. The cool thing about Rocket Man is they did some at least weird shit with it, where like he fucking like actually blasted off into space and was like swimming upside down. Like I don't know, visually they did something with that movie. But yeah,
you're not excited for like in like 4 years for the Michael Jackson one, and then isn't there a Stevie Wonder one coming out?
Probably. I don't know, man. I just like
no, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just not my bad. Especially since they just
the difference is with the others they none of them were singers. That's the difference here. Taron Egerton, Rami Malek.
Okay, Taron Egerton is a singer, by the way. Taron Egerton.
He's not freaking Jennifer. Don't put shame on compared to Jennifer Hudson. You're not putting Taron Egerton in the.
Taron Egerton is a remarkably good singer. Like
he is not in the same realm as Jennifer Hudson.
I mean, sure. I don't like she's saying, I don't know. I have no like barometer for like yeah, she's like a pop singer. She does like I don't okay. It all sounds the fucking same to me. I don't know.
Oh Jesus.
And I think the thing that like the Aretha thing that like I'm just like, oh, is because A, it's just like another music biopic. And B, they just fucking did an Aretha Franklin like music biopic series with Cynthia Erivo. Like that just happened. And I'm just like, it just feels like, oh God, Christ's sake.
You talking about a TV show?
Yeah, it's a series with Cynthia Erivo.
You're not in about that TV life.
I mean, no, but it exists. And Cynthia Erivo is probably just as good at singing as fucking Jennifer Hudson. Like,
was she the one that she was Harriet Tubman?
Yeah, she was in. She was in like did she do The Color Purple or something? I don't know. She's been like on Broadway and shit. Cynthia Erivo.
I know what you're talking about. She was Harriet Tubman.
Yeah, she was in the Harriet movie. Another movie I didn't like because I was just like, boring.
Hey, so you're not excited for that movie? Is there
no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to shit on your parade.
Like, I don't think I think it's exactly what I expect it to be. Like, I don't think I'm going to get my socks knocked off, but I think it'll be like, and it's, if when in doubt, it's Detroit, Motown.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, man.
I can't get excited. Unless they do like wild shit with it, like that's the only, the reason I liked Rocket Man at all was because it wasn't like standard at all. Like it wasn't just like, here's the story of his life. It was weird and like experimental and I don't know. Something. There was some life to that movie, but the movie I want to talk about. I'm such a grump. Fuck you. After shitting all over M. Night Shyamalan's pitiful little harmless.
Like I try to bring some positivity, and I just, she had
I'm like, sit down.
She had an epic life, I feel like I don't know, she's big time. So.
Yeah, no disrespect to Aretha.
I was just, you can make a case for her just having like a big, crazy, epic life, and that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen. I think Jennifer.
Oh no, I was gonna say for like female vocalists, she maybe top 5, right? Top 5.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I have, like I said, I have no barometer for this kind of stuff.
Go Whitney
like
Houston,
I think
1,
I know
Mariah
like
2.
Mariah.
Yeah.
Oh, so boring.
She could hit those crazy notes that no one
that
hit.
doesn't mean shit to me. Just because you can hit a note, like I don't know, because then everyone, like literally your top 5 would just be like Christina Aguilera.
Well, she's up there. Right? Yeah.
No, she's not. There. She's bad. Her music's bad.
Powerful voice.
Sing doesn't mean it doesn't mean nothing.
I'm not saying her music's. I'm saying vocalist.
It's just like my fucking favorite movie of all time, A Star Is Born.
Powerful voice.
Like,
powerful voice.
You got shit to say. You don't sing with your old fucking voice. That's me doing Jackson Maine.
Okay. All right. I couldn't tell if that was Bradley Cooper or Sam Elliott.
You're fucking ugly.
If that's Bradley Cooper, then give me Sam Elliott.
It's the same. It's the whole point of that movie. It's the same voice.
I thought you were going to go even deeper.
I could. No. My upcoming movie. I'm so sorry for the animosity towards your pick.
It's just I understand what this episode is now, and it's just not a good. It's a painful episode.
I think it's our best episode yet. My upcoming movie is, of course, House of Gucci, baby.
Okay.
Come on.
I thought I was getting a little bit of attitude from you about it. Little animosity towards Jared Leto.
Oh, of course. I hate Jared Leto. He's the most obnoxious actor on the planet. We don't like him. Get him out of here.
Okay.
He's annoying as shit. Why is he in this movie? Did you see him? Why is he in the movie? Just go hire Richard Kind. Yeah, because he put fucking a fat suit on. Just go hire Richard Kind. He's a better actor. He's more suited to the role. I don't have to deal with all this here. I'm going to have to hear stories for the next 5 months about how Jared Leto fucking, I don't know, like ate a bunch of cannolis to get in the fucking right mindset of playing an Italian.
That's why
so obnoxious.
He annoys you because
and he's also not good at acting.
I don't think he's bad.
He's been good in like 2 things.
What 2 things?
I like him in his music video for The Kill from 30 Seconds to Mars. He gets pummeled in Fight Club. I like that scene a lot.
I like you when Christian Bale takes an axe to his face.
Love that. That's good stuff. We love that. God, Jared Leto, what's he good in?
I liked him in Lord of War.
Oh, he's okay in Lord of War. He's great in Panic Room.
Enjoy
Love
them
him.
in Panic Room.
Love him in Panic Room. Anyways, House of Gucci looks fucking dope. Adam Driver and Lady Gaga on the whole trailer is them just being like, a molto bene, and like just being Italian as fuck. Whatever. I'm in. Looks hot. They look hot. Al Pacino's in it. Jeremy Irons
Can't
is
wait
in
for
it.
Adam Driver. Like,
come on. He's gonna win an Oscar. Let's give it to him for this one. Why not? Right?
he's gonna win one eventually.
Like, it's gonna happen eventually. Let's just give it to him for this one. Or for the other fucking Ridley Scott movie that's coming out this year, The Last Duel. He's in both Ridley Scott movies this year.
That one's with Matt Damon
and Ben Affleck.
What if I was going to use that as my excited movie next week?
I'll cut this out.
We'll talk about it again.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about that. That movie looks awesome too.
It does look awesome.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it. Whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, is that it?
Christ almighty, I think we both just got really angry about how bad this movie was, and then we just couldn't calm down.
Is the House of Gucci trailer out?
Yeah, you should watch it. It's awesome.
Will it spoil anything? I don't like to be spoiled.
No.
I'm weird. I'm weird about trailers.
Yeah, no, it's like a teaser trailer. It's just like, look at how hot everyone is.
I can do teasers. I allow myself teasers.
Here's what the trailer was. Look at how fucking sexy all these people are, and all of them are doing the most like cartoonish Italian accent you've ever heard. Looks great.
See, why couldn't they cast an Italian? I don't know.
Oh, Pacino's in there.
No, I know. I think Gaga is too.
Gaga's super Italian. Yeah,
super Italian.
Yeah. I don't know. That's about it for this week. Next week, we're going to be covering Wide Awake, a movie that I think is worse than this movie in its execution, I guess. I don't know. I think it's a higher stakes movie because there are actual actors in it, and it's made by an actual studio with like real cameras and a soundtrack that's real. I just think because of all of those things that are in place, you expect it to be something more than it is, and it's not. Dennis Leary's in it.
Look, I debated with myself.
I'm trying to get you excited so that you can get through these first two episodes without killing yourself.
Like, I do like Dennis Leary.
Right? Don't you? You probably do.
No, I do.
Yeah.
Small soldiers. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I try to be generous with this movie because it's like I know, but I couldn't. Like I have to also be fair because it's a movie. Like, I think,
yeah, absolutely. No, you're totally right. I'm being way too generous. Like I truly am being way too nice about this movie.
I can't put this on the same level as Tenet.
No, but that's why I said Tenet has more stars above it than it could have been. This is like a smaller little. It can't be that good. Can't be that. That's why
I went off like the whole episode on Inherent Vice. I would take that 1,000,000 out of 1,000,000 times over this complete dumpster fire, godforsaken waste of time. No,
I quit the podcast. No, Tenet is a much better movie than this. Yes, I like fully. Yeah, absolutely. I'm being way too nice about this because at the end of the day, I watch this movie and I see little young M. Night Shyamalan, and he's just making his little student movie. And I just imagine being his friend or his peer in college and being like, "Oh man, you did it! You made a movie! Like, congrats! Like, you made a whole movie. That's hard to do, you know? Like, that's like where I'm coming from. It's like that probably took like a lot of work for you to make this movie, man.
I'm coming from a place where I'm very thankful that I didn't see this as his first movie.
Oh yeah, you would never. No one did. No one saw this movie.
I'm saying because it might have hurt his chances of me ever watching another one of his movies ever again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I hate this that much.
No one's ever seen this movie. This movie got uploaded to YouTube like 7 years ago
as a prank.
But before that, you couldn't see it. This movie never got widely released, never got a physical release. This doesn't exist outside of that YouTube. So I don't know, whatever.
You know the movie The Ring? This is like the VHS.
You think you're gonna die now? Because
no one should watch this.
It will kill you. It's so bad. Holy shit. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's the end of this episode, man. I
think so too.
We'll come back next week with
something. I feel kind of like scorched earth myself right now. Like I until I see something better, I'm just gonna have this like film on me.
Yeah. No. Go watch something after this.
God.
Go watch something immediately after this, even if you don't finish it. Just put on like the first 20 minutes of You've Got Mail and just be like, all right, okay, at least I'm back to like square zero here.
Like, I need to center myself.
I'm with the pros. Okay, we're good.
Oh, and that is such a charming opening too. That's a good one.
Yeah. Lovely movie. Okay, right. Well, everyone, next week we'll be covering Wide Awake, and after that we'll actually be covering M. Night Shyamalan movies. My name is James. Thank you so much for listening.
Bye.
Not even gonna say your name, huh?
No.
Fuck it. Okay, I'm ending the episode. Bye, everyone.